Hello everyone. Today we're looking at my Piglet in Unreal Engine. So let's make it so we can rotate around the Piglet, give him a good look. And we're in the animation map here that shows off all the different animation for the Piglet. Jumping, dead, eating, dying, running, you name it. And the pig also comes with blueprints. So we have a blueprint folder. And of course we have an animation folder. We'll look at that in a minute. The blueprints we'll look at the end. It has a basic AI system. So you can essentially drag and drop, but of course it's not going to do everything you want it to do for your game. And we have two maps, the AI map and the animation map. One material, PBR material. The mesh, we've already looked at the mesh. We can look at the physics for the mesh. If we hit play there or simulate, now we should be able to pick up the Piglet. So there's his ragdoll physics, and of course he has a skeleton and textures, 3 textures: a normal, roughness, and base color for PBR. And now we can jump into the animations here. Now the first thing we have here is a blend space. So it's just a basic blend space that goes from running to walking to idle, and then both your turns. And this is used in the AI system that I include. Then we have the animations here. So there's a dead animation, drinking, dying, eating, idle to sit, a transitional animation, idle animation, idle 2, idle 3, idle 4, idle 5, idle 6, and idle 7. Then we have a jumping animation. There's a jump loop and a landing. Then we kind of have it's more of a playful animation. Then we have a pre-jump, a run animation, run with root motion, sit to idle animation. Then we have a sitting animation, sit 2, sit 3, sleeping animation. There's a strike. There's a trotting animation and one with root motion. Turning left with root motion, turning right with root motion, a walking animation, walking with root motion. Then we have a walk sniffing animation, then walk sniff with root motion. Alright, that's the animation for it. We can jump into the blueprints now. We should probably load the AI map and take a look at this. So let's hit play here. And we have a bunch of little piglets with a basic AI system. And they'll just make decisions on their own about what they want to do, whether it's wandering or eating or there's one running out of the playpen. I call it the playpen. And if they see one another or yourself, they'll run away, try and run away from each other. So here it just saw me, so now it's running away. And if you get real close, you can bump them, and they'll die. And with this system, they'll just reset and wake back up after so long. But you can change all that and use the code in your own way. Use the blueprints in your own way. But that's a basic look at the piglets and how they work. You can literally just take the piglet blueprint and drag and drop him into the scene, and he'll just do what he does. We'll take a quick look at the blueprints, though. The animation blueprint first. This is all the different animation states that the piglet has, and then all the transitions between all those states and how they're handled. Now, you could use this if you're a coder. You could use this and code your own logic system for the piglet and use the animation blueprint already set up, because this does take quite a bit of work to get right. And then we have the blueprint, which handles all of the logic for the piglet. And if you select the very top option on the left, you'll get these default options, which you could adjust. You want to be careful in some cases because it has to do with how fast they move or things like that. But you can change like how long they rest for, the max eating time, how long they stay dead, things like that. But the two main options we have up here are booleans that you can turn on and off, sight off or death off. So if you're having trouble, it keeps dying or bumping into something, and you're not even using it for that, then you can just check that and make it so it doesn't even recognize deaths. And the same thing with sight. If you don't want them running away from you or running away from things, then you can just turn that off. All right. And a quick look at the logic here. Now, you can use this in your own project. You can adjust things. You can hook it up to your health system or however you want to use it. But this is just the basics of how this AI system works. So at the very top, it makes a bunch of decisions, and then it will decide to idle or roam. We have roaming down here, how it decides to roam around. It'll kind of stay in its main area where you initially placed him. So it will only really roam around that area. And then we have a system for draining energy and draining hunger and regaining energy and regaining hunger. Then we have a logic system for it to do other things like resting and eating. So this is what happens when it rests. This is what happens when it eats. And then we have a hit check. So if it gets hit, then it can do damage on the animal. Detect has to do with sight. So you can adjust the sight in the AI perception, how far it sees something. And then we have when it sees something, it'll run away. And then we have a little thing for reviving and then regaining health. But that's a basic look at the AI system that I include with the Piglet. It's kind of meant for you to just real easily and quickly prototype for your game or project. It's impossible for me to know exactly what you need for your game, but I'm just giving you a general AI system that you could easily, with a few hookups, plug into your system. But it might not be the most optimal game system either, though. So this is just for your testing, really. All right. Have a good one, everyone.